I just I didn't have my mind. I'm saying, come on, yeah, shall say, you know. Galamsey. Name be a cosu. Na me can say yawa and I say a terrenchi I to on my yendi share omuhu atokemu ewo yemshen ya enya akwensiano just as me junior me tieti no ho a am say we have a problem and say nia ye kika na say we ni nyina efa galamsey ho a na akwa say galamsey senior ye asha se ka ho asem say last 2 weeks I see gold fever dia e course wo mercury asase so yeah anti se kana esa ye the AC ebi ekoka galamsey na me ya confused o meeting na me junior ye shase edi ho abobo efi the AC wo mercury asase so no na akoye se nyamiche ya de se yafa this particular topic at this time me who say na ba ya me cover topic of wisdom and nyina akoka gold asem enti onu na me pese ye di ho abobo nsu kakra the asha say na etu aso na the AC the atoye ni ye nyina ye wi akoma no ye beka ho asam kakra ma wana omudi share afri omunkwa no ye ma omunyina yako sesa na eka no ye ma omunyina yako na ye ma ma nyina o ma nyina so shedding anti ye be hwene aka yakasa Etie for ina makonya so echia obibia na da masese and then so do akoma pa moji awa watu omufi abetu aye adesua so na sine e kan de bia no de pa sa nyina ade atum se yesua ade na yenya kan ye de wi a munso mo wakonya se mo beche mo adwen na nso ye sua bibi afi mo nchen ye de masi bebre. Good evening, listeners, and thanks once again for receiving us in your homes with your heart's love as we continue in our studies of keys to the kingdom. As usual, it's our great pleasure. We all understand we are studying together. When we have shared our thoughts, you also have the opportunity to share your thoughts, and we also learn something from you. Thank you very much. Listeners, we set off on the subject matter of wisdom. And we picked up on the area of the definition of what we look at as wisdom, and we simply put that as what the inner meaning of the word is wise dominion. It is the ability to steer the course of affairs in such an enlightened and divinely inspired way that it brings about a deep sense of satisfaction for all parties concerned. It is the ability to steer the course of affairs in such an enlightened and divinely inspired way that brings about a deep sense of satisfaction for all parties concerned. And we went through this and we said, look, there was the war between light and darkness on the planet Mercury, where there was also this aspect of technology and robots, and they took over the affairs of beings or men there until it got to a point where some people had to dedicate themselves to the manifestation or the embodiment of the will of God using the power of the blue ray for protection, the wisdom and the love of God, and also they had the ability to use Fohatic keys. And we try to look at what Fohatic keys were, and we said these are words which, when spoken, released a certain amount of cosmic energy. Then we went forth again to look at the aspect of what exactly has been happening on Mercury, and we landed on the area of what is called gold fever. In other words, there was gold, the greed for gold was there, and because gold is a precious metal that is infused with the sun rays, the light of God, when you get into contact of light with your darkness or your dark thoughts are amplified with the light. Of course, this is the very reason why Adam and Eve were sacked from the Garden of Eden. Because if they should also go and eat of the fruit of the tree of life, then it means having eaten the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, they will use that imperfection in them to be perpetuated forever or immortalized by eating the tree of life. That is why they were sacked from the Garden of Eden. In other words, if you are not pure in mind and you come into the essence of light, the negativity in you gets amplified by the light, and it becomes a worse situation. So as people with greed chased gold to the extent that it became a fever, a great quest for it with their greed, the light in the gold amplified the negatives in them, and of course that became a battle of light and darkness on that continent or that planet Mercury. And the masters, El Moya and other masters, had to dedicate themselves to the devotion of God's will in order to embody what God wills to be at all times and see to it to be done. And I'm saying here that if this message that the Master is delivering to us about the mad rush for gold ending up creating chaos, then if we want to bring this home to the unfortunate of the accident that has happened in our country and the kind of things that are coming out, if it is true that there are efforts to control or to curb Galamsey, and these efforts needed the advancement of people there, and the fact that people have interest, and so on and so forth. If that be the case, Adjustor, what I find very challenging to us as ministers of the faith, wherever it is. Fortunately, I saw a publication, I believe and hope it is correct, about the call for prophets who have any prophecy concerning the nation or the state's affairs to come to a certain and make the declaration so that it can be analyzed in the interest of the country. Did you see that, Adjuster? You haven't. I spotted something and it's related to supposed to be coming from Honorable Afriye, if I get the name correct. Is it Afriye Ankra? Good. So if that be the case, then I think it will be a good channel, because like I said, if the stories that are floating around is true, this person was supposed to go and he was given the prophecy not to go, and the person didn't go, and he chose somebody else to go, and the person didn't go, he also chose somebody else. If that be the case, then if somebody found a truth in a prophecy that holds, then I would say, if somebody will abide by it, that is why I'm saying that if what is floated about is true, because I don't have anything other than what is floating in the social media. And I see Assemblies of God minister saying they advise or intervene for the president not to go and so forth. And then you hear people say, okay, the president didn't go, he chose somebody else and so forth. So my point is that, yes, if there's a call now that if you have something to say, bring it to this point and let all look at it. That would be in the interest of all of us. Right. That would be the interest of all of us. So that if the thing has to be stopped, let it be stopped. I mean, if an event is seen as prophetically not right, and you are asking somebody not to participate, then you must as well stop the event. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. So if it is true that there's a prophecy and there's a call, put your prophecy on table. Let us see it. If it is true to be so, then a declaration is made for a wise decision to be made as to whether the event should take place, or whether somebody else should go, or whether there should be a different way of going to the place. This is what is splashed before us. And I'm hoping that in all the pain that we're going through, for which painfully still people are making fun of it, unfortunately.
Some of the pastors who have taken it completely. I'm the one who said it first. I'm the one who saw it first. I'm the one who did that. It's like completion of prophet of doom. Now that we are prophesying about these things about Ghana.
Yes. So Adjuster, you see, that is why I'm saying that I don't know how it came about that I brought this topic of wisdom and landing and his area of gold and gold fever, and as today in this analysis that we are trying to make. If this teaching is telling us that there was a gold problem on Mercury, and there was a fall from there, and the people no more able to exist there, some of them found their way onto earth. So if they found their way onto earth, then it means they are going to continue in their same quest, the greed for gold. And I just
Did they come in a physical form or spiritual?
they come embodied just like you and me have embodied. They are born. You see, I take us back more. We've dealt with this on different occasions. I take us back once more to 1979, when the Lord Sanat Kumara, the Ancient of Days, made a statement or a warning to Africa as a whole. And he said, I, the Ancient of Days, give solemn warning to all the continent of Africa. Cease your love of money, pleasure, self-gain, and self-glory, and unite to serve the people. For if you do not, you will be devoured and enslaved by the forces of greed from within that are easy prey to the watchers. They will lust after world power, if unchecked, will rape and ravage Africa until they get what they want, the resources of the mother, and the light, money, and power of her children. Yet all of these was sealed in by the Father in the beginning for the abundant life of it. Now in the ending of the mother, when the harvest is nigh, will you let them unseal it and take the lost booty? The point in this message is simply that all the goodies that we have that people are chasing so much have been there. And God, in His infinite wisdom and mercy for us, preserved them in a way that we will not jump on them until we are prepared. Of course, definitely one day, we will have to make use of them. But we needed to have been prepared in mind as to how best to make use of these resources. That is why it says that God concealed this. All this was sealed by the Father in the beginning until the day when the time is ripe for the children of God to make use of it. And yet, there are those who would jump on that. Immediately this begin coming out, there are those who would jump on that in their greed for it and even take it out of our hands if we don't make the effort to rightly protect them. Immediately these goodies have been revealed to our outer consciousness. There are those who will jump in. I'll give you sardine, and I'll give you tinapa. I'll give you toffee. Give me your gold. And then we find ourselves where we are. And the greed which we have been told that happened on Mercury, which made people so greedy, and therefore the light essence that is infused in the precious metal gold ended up qualifying or amplifying their greed, and there was chaos. If we don't manage our greed, then we are going to find ourselves in that way. Why should this situation look so funny? In fact, I saw a video of some people who were, I don't know whether it was a WhatsApp chat or something, and the kind of things they were speaking as in relation to the accident that occurred. Then you are asking yourself, why are people speaking like this? Is somebody definitely, intentionally behind it? Picking this from the kind of things floating around. So you look at this and then you ask yourself, into what state is the country degenerating? Are we getting into a state where evil is commonplace? Is that where we are heading to? So it says greed for gold end up in a gold fever. Everybody rushing for gold on Mercury. Is that what is happening or about to happen to us? This is quite a broad space. And my hope is that we will all wake up and not allow ourselves to derail into a situation where evil becomes the good in our sights. So much so that when somebody's child, father, mother, brother gets caught up in an accident, we are capable of making fun of it. That is where I have a worry. So if there's a prophecy and it can be tabled somewhere for people to look at it, then the right decision by the state will be taken. And that is what makes me happy to have seen that write up. I hope it is true, because these days you see the thing and next time they'll tell you it is fake. So this is where we are. An accident has happened and we are making so much fuss of it. I mean, I'm saying this based on the kind of posts that come across my way. That is where I'm speaking from. Yes, there are those who are mourning, but I think that even if one or two people are capable of making derogatory statements concerning this, we need to be worried as to the angle these are going. Somebody may say something that may not be palatable in the ear, but may be true. So if what you are saying is true, let it be true and spoken, and let it say, put it on the table, name it, shame it, and deal with it. Then we can all be free. And therefore, the American be brave, and you say, Mamma said, you cast no, and you made anti me remi honkakra. To range high, see ya, a am shay, Anya, a quincia. Nia yetiti, nia fire phone, morning and kick a horn. Aquama at a point. The Benya directive said, Mo beer and ma empire, the ACL. Nipana woman farm or moon funny and chinchim a chrome and as a phone so an emery phone unti Ubawa yem SSA and as a tin in tempono prequana edaw phone so na obia nihwa obachichi wo re ansa na sa asem no ase upunano Ane at range here AC na near mehu ankro for ekikano akoye se obia kasa or the or kanu se we efa galamse hu ni nkika ho ane see oman no prise yehwe se ne ayebesi galamse ano se ko ba no se ono ntina oman no ayen hihye se yenko ne yenko hwe asem yi ehu adwuma bi endi a enye bone na se akoba se asini se enti obinum de omo asem a omo ka no akoye se jaewom na jaewom no na che se de esi ye no eye wude anase den anase unim ni adia no ni kofari bai na ani ya titi mehu efonia a cheze yensofo binum ekasa efa ni omu kan ya omu ye omu di si anu se ma mampeni entu sa ekwan no ena me ka se ekobano sa na se eyenokra ene meda menyame ase se de mahu a ya tro se yewura afrie ankra eka se wo ye osofo na se wo hu ade akwanche bi a efa oman no ho anase de hye bi ho na on se ye ehia se ye di ho dwuma na ye yi a fabra office ho na omo enhwehwem na omo ntu anamo se eti saade a na ne mani beji efise se bi betu kwan na se sofo bi abeka kire me se enye mame se metu wa sa kwan no a ene o se mehwe se midi obi si manam a ebeye yie ana se akwantu na nkasa mpo no yentwem megidi se kodu sam pempenso na yetumi sa di sa aseme etu table so na ye hwehwemu a ye di ono ebe juma na obi abahu se okay ade a ebe ye nyina ya agi aton se anamo a ebe tui enye emfa papa biamba enti ma yensi ano sabre ansa na emfa kwan foforo so na yemfa enye na se weyinti na obi edi share ahwe ne nkwa ewo torenche mu na obi de odi ye asresam a na asifem kakra se me hu se ye Facebook enhemu se ye Zoom enhemu nipa no obo kasa na nsem a omo ka efa binum a anka omo fisa omo nanka esesa omo hye ewo hyenum na attention etu omo a na akwese ya no kasa no ya ye bibia ho kakra na emboa yen se yen kasa saa na se be kasa saa na se yakuma beto emu a na ende na ye bisan se ye hu se aso saa braid boni adane ye papa na boni ye na adane ye bra ye bebo e wasase so se ko banu sanso so dia emboa yen e ko banu sanso a emboa yen na ade a yesua no e ka se ani mercury asase so brebi a etwem a nipa eti ho no na ekobanu se omo nsusu no omo di mekan se omo di gold sika ko echi saa na omo di sika ko na echi se obia ni person kunyanti omo di ho saa obia pe ema ye ka se asana masters ka se adwena awo mutrim ansa na omudi epe sa agudie no adwenfin na se adwenfin wo wutrim na se udi ko hia han a no ma adwenfin na adwenbone na ewo wutrim no ane wo mu no han no emanu ema adwenfin no eboso eba no eboboso anase eba emanu dosun wo mu eboboso because adwun a wodwin han na nyame ni han a eba wo mu no senia wakoma mutie no onu na saa han no ebedane inti adwun fi na wo mu no wudi kọ nipa nipa han ewo ni mu wudi kọ ni nchen ebe ma adwun fi no adosun ewo mu onu nti no omo edi adwunfin every gold ska call no ewo saa asasin saa bre no se ska call no nyame ni han ewo mu nti no omo ko fa ska call no a han no ma adwunfin na ewo mu no eboso anase edoso anase ko enim ekenya wo mu bebre ono eyade a enti asena masters o mu ka se han na ewo yagudie no mu nti no se nyayanka mayentu manishe asase mu haya because ye tumpo no hifa na eko ye de kwa mononi na che se han na ewo saa agudie num a ebebu aye no ya mana akọ amononi enti eni ye nchen biom enti se ebetu agudie no na ye mfa yankasa yen use yen fa ndi djuma bia wa ha dia ene yen jahai no manin shefam eye chen se ye be ma obi abetu e de akọ e be fufuro onu no endi mboaye enti me shase kan se 1979 the ancients of days sa na ye fra no Bible mo me name the tree you know ancients of days no or your mekan say obi a yesuma no asase so mre bia nema etochima e wasase so na nyankopon ma no tumi say obedi asase so e woni din mu say nyame ono na ye fra no the ancient of days na bra yen kom hyenu e ba Ghana 1979 mu ho no kasae ena oka se odi warning enya futu American saying odi warning ma ya ye wo Africa asase so ni nyina se yen jai sikanibre yen jai pesumi kuminya yen jai se yen jai ahomaso na yen ka ye ho embom na se anye ne saa enie pesumi kuminya etumi pesumi kuminya bedi ye nyan pa ewo Africa asase so ebe ma say yebe jai ho na dipa bonefo no anyaye enti yenhwe na yentwa pesimi kuminya sikani bre ahomaso yenhwe na yentwa so na yewo agudie ewo ya asase mu na nyankompon efiti ase no ohwede ya kata so ohweda kata sa agudie no eso se mrepam se ye nyin na se edube pempenso a yebetumi ede agudie yi ede djumama na awie ye pe no na wabue so amayen na aso yebejeja ye ho na sabre no na obi afi baabi abesisa akọ ana we asema omukae ede tu yefo 1979 se yenhwe nenja sikanibre nenja ahumape yenja nenja ahumaso nenhwe se yedi odo ena ebeye ya de ni nyina se ne ebeye ya na matuo no ebewie ye peyo etiefo metwa no wo ha if say me pese me be phone lines no entem na ya bobo asemu kakra se bibi besi na se ampa obi ehu se ebesi a sen ena yetu ho anamo na se menka se obi aye boni se wabeka se onu na okan aye first na mi na me kan aye first mi na me kan aye last no onu na ebu aye die hia ne se die na ye fa ho die ena ye fa ho ebetumi ewewom se obi hu ye wa bom paye na anka die esi ye mpo no anka betumi aburo no se plane se to kromu a anka west case minka se bebi akoto enu de eye o nanso eto kromu so a west case yenhwe ne se ne nyina etisen na se ba no say ya misre se mayen fine ye osre because obi ni papa ene wanya ne crash ko obi ni ba ene wanya ne crash ko efisa intervention enti eya eba no say ya misre ye nyina yenhwe na yentu ye bo ase aye wo yen kasem Se bibi nko ye na se betumi akye adwen wo ho a ye nkyere adwen wo ho se ne ebe ya wona esesa omotu amanamo efen ho no omuntu betumi atu anamo efen ho. Listeners, we'll open the phone lines at this point so you can make your contributions, and my point here is that whatever happens in our way, just as this ill has befallen the nation, let it not be a fanfare for some people. If you have seen anything that could be managed or a prophecy, let me say I thank God that a chance has been opened for a channeling point so that this can be analyzed and taken on board in good faith so that we can avert whatever calamities will befall anyone. We should not allow our society to degenerate into a state where ill befalls somebody and someone has the guts to laugh or mock the situation. Thank you very much, listeners. At this point, we'll on to open the phone lines so that you can come in and make your contributions. Thank you.
Addictive substances or behaviors distorts its victim's perception. Proverbs 23:33 states that
Think FM 96.9
things and your heart will utter perverse things. Now, this verse describes the distorted perception, impaired judgment, and loss of control, even that can result from addiction. These conditions result in irrational thoughts and behaviors with warped mindset, leading to a loss of bearings, causing the victims to prioritize their addictive behaviors over their well-being or relationships. Number 3, addictive substances or behaviors destroys the dignity of its victim, as stated in Proverbs 23:34-35. These verses illustrate the loss of control and dignity that often accompanies the addiction. Just as a person at sea or on a mast is vulnerable and helpless, addiction can leave individuals feeling overwhelmed and powerless. The text also describes the cycle of addiction, where addicts may feel numb to the negative consequences of their actions, indicating that despite the harm caused, they may continue to seek out the addictive substance or behavior, and illustrating the compulsive nature of addiction. Therefore, the conditions highlighted in Proverbs 23:20-21, and then 29-35 can result in the following consequences. Number 1, physical consequences. That is, addictive behaviors may cause various physical health issues, including liver damage, obesity, and a higher risk of chronic diseases. Number 2, financial consequences. Addictive behaviors can cause financial issues by leading to excessive spending on substances or habits, while also neglecting important financial responsibilities. Number 3 is the social consequences. Addictive behaviors can harm relationships with family and friends, resulting in social isolation and loneliness. They may also cause conflict and even job loss. Number 4, addiction can cause emotional and mental consequences, which means that addictive behaviors can result in emotional instability, anxiety, depression, and may even lead to suicidal thoughts.
FM 96.9.
There is a need for us to be mindful of the harm addiction can cause. So, having considered the consequences as enumerated or defined in Proverbs 23, 20 to 21, and verse 29 to 35, there is a need for us to be mindful of these dangers and the excessive indulgence that can mislead or lead to addiction or addictive behaviors. It is my prayer that the Spirit of the Lord will reach out to you and help you and deliver you from any addiction or addictive behavior. On this note, I just want to pray with you. I pray that the Spirit of the Lord will visit you wherever you are, break through and deliver you from any challenge you are going through, especially in relation to addiction or any kind of addictive behavior. It is my prayer that you avail yourself for the Spirit of the Lord, even to transform your life today. For it is the will of the Lord that it shall be well with you. In the name of Jesus.
Yeah, Africa. And what share you want? When Elizabeth will yesterday, I come for we already appreciate you are Africa. You have put them 20 via you have put them let's carry them because you know. Last time we saw more than police in the country, Ethiopia, Nigeria, and Ghana, and anything. And you know, it was some here. You go I'm saying, all over the world. You come for one fact, everything which I'm Ghana for. What I'm going for him, answer. In Ghana, and your sources, your way. Because when you come there, you say, man. The impact of the sky is in that or that come for what about the power come for become
FM 96.9.
That's it. Having great job. 0240-358-182 0240-358-182 0240-358-182. Now the idea, and so still, hello.
Hello, I just
Yes, sir. Okay, I feel it too.
I just saw when Ghana Hano Galamsey, so much we stop tonight. I made the lances of the Brown Marcus.
Okay, then lances.
You can lances F. We drive VIP bus. Open Scamba made the bedroom now the at home. The Ghana from 24 to we stop tonight. Made the Sheno, Mema Hokra, Mr. Majai Kakakra. And penny for no more so or more bradiano, or one copper room, or some parfum and and penny for no cop bradino, or no nay. Which I mean, nothing to be a mingus, the Rubia. Or my room. I suffer for now. Only a papa no, only a Galamsey, maybe you make more Galamsey or Tapa, Prisia, another man. Economic driver, I cried to Prisia, I cried to that man.
And there's no Mumusa.
me see Uncle Bra, and no almost at Yama Panusia. They were Mujim Muhammad, yes, Hatching. A young penny formal, and Muriano, what would I politics? And he ended in the bar, more than a party boys to call. And this in the bar, normal party boys I am. The German up in the Flamingos will be a Michiano. Oh, the Amingos any grab bring an on. Ghana home. While we know because a billion, shall we wait to make it? Shall we see and now a bit wow, selling so my way. No one getting we know we are for. One getting we are. I suffer for man Casana, or my summer bomb Becabino. I suffer for the video magical I'm seeing. Ya was a chess carried about it, ya chess carried at 17, ya chess carried away. Before they were 17, nearly 100 local. Yet the 100 car, next to 17. Now, may I say, I suffer for now, or Macano Cremo.
Pink FM 96.9.
Adolfo. I'm a Macano Crisisimo. Or Mucatrana. You wouldn't just over you. Woman, I suffer for the back of cry. Because I'm the former. Now, only I would hear what you think you are weird to me. Only sends the milk ruby, or more empty. Couldn't for eternity. So, what's another about that? Then if I don't go to my galamsey, Natano, 1 year. In the death of a rotina, I brag galamsino. It is often Yamisano. You are in the Roniana family. But I galamsey by here. Miss Upay some of the lands of the draw. So, which means there's galamsey. If you would make me come to Ugana crack, or which means black tapa, that mine, Christia, and the book or so. And I sent a vomiting bed like bad galamsey, and make no good team. And was a crop one. The Melances Channel. Lances F, Okodina, Blue 5 times with the most session. Minka Kedi.
Mate, that's it. Nyebete, Obinyumo boy, or say Nyebete. DJ.
Yeah, I just have it as if you could see more piano, catch let my catch out that what you got. On some from what you will be. On some brown, on grass with the time of the you could see the passport in the action.
Amingo.
Pink FM 96.9.
Okasanede. Miss Okasanede.
That's it. Can't be from that. Okay, the your question is what is your match? We turn on what? It's bra. So for this last so for this, I think my what is that? Or before you hit and kill me, and people will do it. Okay.
Amigo yada say. Ya last caller na fe ya Samra Zebibiana ye kwano no 0240358182 0240358182 ba ye kan nyina no ye di soldiers ko ye di police ko immigration jinem Nyamana apparatus ni instrument ni system aye use nya ye security and nyina na say ya apply ni nyina o bast. Hey.
Hello, senior.
Yeah, my last call I didn't sign off refrain.
From me, Mami Africa so.
Right my too.
Yo, nyamisha mweneji mwapa mwe magana mai.
Amen.
Kaka me kafa akamuno se enokre na nieni. Kana ye telefono omo mwaye omo no muse Ghana. Pasa can you believe say on asa fie na kopo dia mai sunsumo. Why akese na yakopo e dia chenye Ghana. Andri akese sisimu. E man sukra to mai. Ninya sunsun. Isu bie wo Ghana mai mu ha. Ninya sunsun wo. E se Ghana se omo asa asa no asa kwaye no. Abu bumria na agria papa na sunsun wo. Omo bu ni isu na sunsun wo omo asa nso ni nyina. Sunsun mani abu so ni nyina omo ato abankran yo. Omo no mo strike yo. So Yakupo, you are share so soon in our 12 hours cry. And I mean, we almost have some casino to Ghana, Mayena. Now, so air cocobo.
Yes.
Yet also you. That gay, any true to my seminar. You spend 40-year politics here that would that way. See, I say that the best to have a 2 more Ghana Hano. Yet to me, Janano.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Yakupo for sure by your soul.
Yeah, that's it. Reverend.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yo, just the Mekoswa Australian say
Pink FM 96.9.
Mpacho se umpo bi asem ansana at range esko 2 numpwa misro enye sabre na yebe 33 nipa no anase ni fifo anase ebinumuri any 2 party mayen hwe na se ne ebe ya NC biom no na hwe ne NC ano na midibetu yenyina enim sa ejumre sabre de yemre atiayen enti ye de next day besi nyame adoma next Sunday or the yankwanche ya yebe bana yebe etuaso. Business, this is where we end our session for today, and thank you for being with us. Let's deliberate till we meet next week, God willing, and continue our discussions. Church Universal and Triumphant, our location is at SDA Junction, Adenta, near Mamidokunu School. Adenta SDA Junction, near Mamidokunu School. My number is 020-812-5078.